Yes, welcome to a quick edition of the No Stay Project. It is the Call of Shame. I know we haven't done this in a while, but this one, I made the time to get this one posted because it's good. It is so good. A lot of times people want to look at me and my arguments that there is no state, there is no government, the laws don't apply. And they want to put in and substitute their own judgment for the actual bureaucrats who are making these determinations. And what better way to discredit the system than to go to the system itself to actually talk to them? So if you go through the Call of Shames, I actually was able to confront a Supreme Court Chief Justice here in Arizona, and he wasn't able to present any evidence the laws applied, other than saying, well, the laws apply to me because they put other people in prison. Well, I mean, come on, that's the best a Harvard law graduate can do? Really? Well, you see, the thing is, there is no actual evidence. It's not just because the agent you'll hear in this call couldn't present it. It's not because Scott Bales, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, couldn't. There isn't any evidence. So just as there's okay, so a little background. This is a property tax issue in Arizona. The only editing I did was some of the initial part of the call, and I edited out all the names. What's important is this is a tax agent, not any particular tax agent, but they are making a claim. And so real quick, this is why the Socratic method, why I recommend using this in and out of court. This is how you destroy somebody's argument. If they are telling you the truth and they have a justified true belief, then they're going to be able to justify that. It's right there. And so what the Socratic method does is put someone to the test to see if they can actually justify their claim is true, that it's true, that their belief is true and justified. And so you'll hear through the call, she more than doubles down on her. I'm not making this up. I asked her for, and I'm not going to go through everything because it's all there for you. But I do ask her what her position is. She tells me, I ask her a leading question, is this your position? She says yes. All I do is ask her if she's got any proof. And that's when things go off the rails. But I'll let you listen to that yourself. But she does accuse me of trying to bait her. And that is a very common thing where you're asking someone about their claim. They don't know what they're talking about. And especially a claim that can hurt somebody else. They don't care. And once you start asking them questions on the proof, then they start to realize, whoa, I can't prove this. Now I got to start deflecting the attention away. This is a very common Facebook type thing. That I went through recently. You just deflect the attention away from the question by asking another question. But I'll go through that in another video. But enjoy. It's only a few minutes long. And keep watching the video because I've got an update and some and some commentary when we're done with the actual call.
Assessor's office.
My name is Mark Stevens. I'm on with a client. I had a couple of questions regarding a property tax notice, and told me that you were the one to speak to about if a property tax notice was issued in error, that you would be the one to be able to abate or vacate the property tax notice. Is that true?
Okay.
And is that true?
We'll see what the issue is. Let's see what the problem is first.
Okay. Well, let me just ask you before I give you the parcel number. If there was no evidence of jurisdiction to tax a particular parcel, would that be sufficient grounds to vacate or abate an assessment that was done?
All property within our jurisdiction, unless it is owned by an exempt entity, is taxable.
Yes, but I'm asking you if there was no evidence to actually support that or to support the claim that there was jurisdiction to tax the property. If there was no evidence to support your claim, would that be sufficient to vacate or abate the assessment?
I can't answer that question until I know what you're talking about.
Well, you operate on the presumption, I think you've already stated, but just to be clear about it, that if the property is physically in that part of Arizona, let's say County, if it's physically in that part of Arizona, then your laws apply and gives you jurisdiction to tax the property.
Correct.
Okay. Now, do you have any actual proof that that is true? That what facts would you rely on to prove that just because the property is physically?
I think we're going someplace where I think we need to get my county attorney involved.
We need.
I mean, I'm not sure where you're going, but if you're going where I think you're going, then I need to have an attorney present.
So
if you want to give me the parcel number and let me look it up, then I can do it. Otherwise, you can send your request via an email, and I can go over it with my county attorney.
I will do that. I just want to be very clear on why you're doing that. Are you doing that because you don't feel that you are qualified to present facts to support your claim?
You're not giving me any facts. You're not giving me anything for me to base it on.
No, you said that you operate under the presumption.
Okay, I'm done right here. Until you give me a parcel number, or until you give me what you're talking about, we're done, and you can bring this up with my county attorney.
We're done. I don't know. Have I done something to upset you?
No, but you're trying to bait me into saying something that I don't know. You won't give me a parcel number. You won't tell me what the issue is. You're just saying, do I have legal right to tax somebody? If you give me the parcel number, let me look at it, then we can talk about it.
Okay, we'll do that. I don't appreciate you accusing me of baiting you into anything. I asked you how you operate, and you said yes. And then I asked you if you had any facts to prove that your claim was true, and then you got defensive. I'm not trying to bait you. I just took what you said and asked you if you can prove it. That's not baiting you, ma'am. So please don't characterize.
What is the parcel number?
The parcel number is, and my client, the one who actually got this property tax note, he's on the line with us, and so the parcel number is dash.
Okay.
Dash.
And I do have this property is located in Idaho County, and I do have jurisdiction to assess this property. As far as the taxes, I don't do the taxes. I do the assessment, and I do have the authority to put a valuation on this property.
Okay, my question is, do you have any facts that would support your claim that just because the property is physically in Arizona that your Constitution applies and gives you jurisdiction?
That I will forward to my county attorney and have him answer your question.
Okay, you're the one making the claim, ma'am. Are you able to support that claim, yes or no? Holy crap, she hung up on me.
Wow.
Okay, so there you heard it. She hung up on me. So that's what you do if you're acting in good faith. You just hang up. So here you can see a very, really rock-solid example of a woman making claims, legal claims against somebody, okay, legal allegations, however you want to phrase it. She is saying that the laws apply because of the property being physically in Arizona, and she doesn't want to take any questions. What's really telling is not just that she hung up. That's your bad faith. That's your denial of due process. You're not being treated fairly. But she wants to go to her lawyer. Now, I mentioned that this has happened before. Why would somebody, and you can hear how insistent she was in that call. She was absolutely certain. And yet, she doesn't want to answer questions without her lawyer being present. Well, I spoke to the lawyer today. What's interesting, and I don't have recording for that, but what's is that, as I always say, he doesn't even want to set up a conference call with this agent so she can answer my questions with her lawyer present. So they're off the hook that way. So I have to hold them to their burden another way. We'll probably have to appeal. So he agrees with the position that yes, if you're physically in Arizona, then the Constitution, a written instrument, does apply and gives them jurisdiction. You know, because if you're physically here, then the laws apply. Well, I said, do you have any actual proof that that's true? What proof is there? And so he goes to a narrative about Title 42, which is the statute there for taxes in Arizona. So I let him do his thing. I'm like, so is it really your position that evidence proving the Constitution applies, because I'm physically in Arizona, is Title 42? He doesn't realize all I'm doing is asking if that's his position, because that's what he just said. It's such a stupid position. You've got to make sure that you've got the position right before you start challenging it. So he says, I think you're getting it backwards. Me? That's your claim. So I backed him into a few corners, and he didn't hang up on me. He was a lot more professional than the one you just heard. But I backed him into a corner by saying, look, what facts, if any, do you have to prove that this written instrument from 1910 applies just because the property is physically in Arizona? And there was the long, pregnant pause. And he decided to just throw things the other way. Well, I don't think we're accomplishing things. We're not accomplishing things because you're not answering the question. And the last thing about this, which was really dishonest here, he started saying, went through the narrative that went almost right verbatim from the IRS form letters about going online and hearing things, people selling things, sovereign citizens and whatnot. And I had to say, look, I could have gone and I could have said that you're one of these attorneys, there's an epidemic of prosecutorial misconduct and withholding exculpatory. I could have tried to guilt you by association, but I showed you some professionalism and courtesy. I didn't do that. So I said, why would you try to lump me in with them? I have actual facts of your own employee or one of your associates making a legal claim she can't support. Those are the facts. And then she hung up on me. And so my proposition is because she couldn't support her claim is invalid and it should be tossed out, plus the bad faith. Now, if you have a legitimate argument, a counter argument to that, address the counter argument. Don't say, well, you're saying the laws don't apply and I disagree with you. I think you're wrong. I think when she says the laws apply, I think she's correct. That's not the argument. That's not the facts I'm basing it on. She made that claim, and then when asked, she had no evidence. So if you want to show that I am an idiot in that, or that I don't know what I'm talking about, do like what the YouTube commenters won't do and can't do. Counter the argument directly and show where the facts do not say that. Say, Mark, your facts are wrong. Or, Mark, your facts are right, but just because she couldn't prove it to you doesn't mean she doesn't have facts. But then you still have to deal with, then why did she exercise such bad faith and hang up the phone? See, that's one of the things you get on Facebook too. You get people who will call you a liar and will rant and say that you are not worthy of argument or a debate, and they're not even addressing the actual argument that you're raising. No different than what these bureaucrats do. But hey, we expect it from bureaucrats, and I should have been better. And even though, all right, we're not going to go into that. But I appreciate people listening. Share this. And if you disagree with me, if you think that agent was exercising good faith and that she could answer those questions, I spoke to her yesterday. She would not even indulge. No, I'm not answering any questions without my attorney present. So, but if you think I'm wrong, call into a live broadcast and present your evidence. Let's hear your logic. Because dissent is always welcome here on the No State Project. So, until next time, salut.